All right, guys, we are back. The very nice people at Legend Marine Group let me come up to Lake Texoma to their house and do some filming. We're going to talk to them about their company today and a little bit about the NorTech they got up here for the Texoma poker run. All right, so we are here with Jennifer, and she is going to give us a tour around their NorTech that they brought to the Lake Texoma poker run.
So this is our 39 Sport. It's a 2024. Up in the bow area, we have a nice area for people to sit in and ride and feel secure in the boat. You can get an optional bow table here if you like. If you don't, it just comes with a hatch with storage underneath.
Okay.
There's actually storage underneath the bow seating as well, for extra fenders, life jackets, anything that you might need.
All right.
Center console lounge area, which is nice. It does have an armrest. Us
Very
girls,
cool.
we like to sit up front, get some sun. It's a nice spot. This boat, we pretty much added every option that's available from NorTech, so that we use it as a demonstration boat that we can show customers how to use it and how it works and
Sure.
everything like that. So we actually have FLIR on it,
Okay.
which we undermount them on the T-top for the most part. You can get the standard size FLIR, and we painted it to match the boat.
Very nice.
NorTech, we use PPG auto paint, so a lot of our customers like to maybe match a car that they have, and that's part of when we go to the factory. We help a customer pick out any paint design that they would like. We have an art department that can do the interior, exterior, and really anything that the customer can imagine happen, we make it happen, which is a really cool part.
Okay, cool. So would you mind explaining to me, like, if I wanted to buy a NorTech from you and I walked into your dealership today, what that process would be like?
So it would just depend on where, what we had left for the year for allocation. And typically for a 39, it might take anywhere from a year to 18 months. Sometimes 34s or anything bigger than a 39 can take a little more time.
Sure.
Just they take longer to build. So
Okay.
It's usually around 18 months.
Okay.
Sometimes it's been longer since COVID, things like that.
Sure.
But it's about 18 months.
Okay, and then you mentioned you go to the NorTech factory, is that correct?
We do.
To spec the boats out?
We do.
Okay.
So it's there in Cape Coral, Florida.
Okay.
The Fort Myers area, and we walk through the factory, and there's usually about 20 boats or so there in the main factory floor, which is good for customers to see because there's every different personality, and by personality I mean, this is our boat. It's custom for us. It's not what the next guy would do.
Sure.
But it's unique for the customer to be able to see all those different boats, and it's a lot easier for them to decide on what their vision is, what their custom boat's going to look like.
Makes sense. All right, moving on to the console area.
So typically on our higher speed boats, we do the zero effort, which is more like the old school throttles that the Go Fast gentlemen of Fast will appreciate. They're very user friendly, and once you learn how to use them, you really don't have to use your steering wheel as much.
Okay.
This one we outfitted with the 24-inch Garmins, which are really user friendly. I mean, everything is touch screen.
They look great.
They're awesome. They're really good at night. They're not too bright. All the data it's so simple a child could use it, but if you just push and hold it down, I can replace this data field with anything that you like.
Okay.
So it's customizable, and it's simple enough that probably your 10-year-old son could do it.
Okay.
It's really nice. We typically put a bow thruster on all 390s is what I suggest. We actually put them on pretty much everything. And a stern thruster is also available if somebody likes.
Very cool.
Very cool. Then we have a glove box, which we put our VHF.
Okay.
NorTech does not skimp on cup holders, which are very important when you have people
I
over.
noticed.
And they're good for other things as well, like maybe your phone, things like that.
Sure.
The second row of seating has made a huge, this is a game changer. A lot of our fishermen group don't necessarily like it because there's not enough room to get around the boat, but as far as, some of our poker run crowd and just family day of boating, this is really nice to have. It makes everyone else in the boat along for the ride. They're all facing forward. If you're sitting here and you can all talk to each other and hear the music and still be going fast, and it's comfortable, it's safe. You can fit 3 people up here and it's really comfortable.
Nice. And this one appears to be spec'd out for more of a poker run,
yes,
sandbar style boat.
Yes. So you can either stand or sit on this. And actually, if you look on the floor, this one has our optional helm pad.
Okay.
And it's basically like memory foam. But
Sure.
it's really good for when we go offshore and we do take it to, this boat has already been to Key West, Key Largo, Louisiana. It's been all over already. But for when you're offshore and it gets a little rougher, if you want to stand up instead of sit down, it's just nice on your feet. It's almost like
Sure.
a chef's pad.
Sure, I noticed, it was the first thing I noticed when I stepped behind the console at the boat show.
Yes, it's very cool. I like it a lot. But that's optional that's available. And then back here, this boat has the full club sport bench, which is nice. And right now I have the corner seats taken out,
Okay.
just to make it convenient so that when everybody gets on the boat, somebody is climbing on your sea deck and not your vinyl, which
Awesome.
makes it nice.
Very good idea.
Underneath here, we have a really good sized storage area that we typically put, and it does have the actual drain, so you can convert it to a live well if you like,
Okay.
use it as a cooler if you like, or just general storage.
And then roll-away cooler, is that correct?
Yes, so the cooler is very
Love it.
nice because it slides and somebody can actually sit facing forward or backwards, whichever somebody likes.
Sure.
Usually when I'm running, I slide it all the way in. If it's full, it's a good idea to let somebody ride on it, but if it's empty, it's just kind of bouncy.
Sure.
And then it actually has lots of storage underneath. Right now it's stuffed with our new fenders and our new fender covers. This is NorTech.
Cool, those look really good.
And Legend Marine Group. Cape Hatteras Marine for anyone who wants them. They do a really good job. We've been using them for years. They're actually out of California.
Nice.
So that hatch is on either side. The stereo in NorTech, there's 3 different levels. We always get the biggest, baddest stereo that's available.
Sure.
And it's 100% JL audio for the most part, and they do a great job. They have sound tuned the boat perfectly. I mean, it sounds amazing.
So you don't get any kind of like rattling or buzzing, anything like that?
None. It's
Nice.
when I deliver a boat, knowing a customer won't do it, I will take the radio at some point and turn it up really loud, and people are shocked at how good the stereo sounds. I mean, it's just perfect. Perfect.
Nice.
Down in the cabin, maybe I should. Down in the cabin area, we do have a full head, a usable sink, fire extinguisher, and lots of storage for all your extra items. We actually put air conditioner in most of them. It's an available option,
Okay.
which is nice just to tuck in here to get out of the heat.
Absolutely.
Especially in Texas, it's hot.
Absolutely.
Perfect. So this is our Sure Shade, which is really nice. I typically use this. I don't necessarily run with it out, but we go to a restaurant, I'm going to slide it out, or if we're parked at the beach, sandbar, I always slide it out. It makes such a huge difference.
Yeah, especially you have such a nice area back here to hang out.
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
It slides out and it goes all the way to the end of that club sport seat. So everybody gets shade, not just the guys under the treetop.
Very nice.
There we go.
Massive.
Yes. So this boat is equipped with quad Mercury Racing 450 engines. We also have it available with the new Mercury Racing 400R V10s. And then we also have the new Mercury Racing 500Rs that just came out. And the first 39 with the quad 500s will be delivered by Legend Marine Group
Nice.
in September. So we're excited
Very
about
cool.
that. First 39 500s. So.
We ought to swing back by and get some footage of that one.
Yes. But
right, so Jennifer is going to tell us about Legend Marine Group and how they got started in North Texas.
Greg bought Fountain of North Texas back in 2005, 2007, and then ended up changing the name to Legend Marine Group shortly after. He's been a dealer over the years of Fountain, Formula, Donzi, Monterey, Cigarette. Currently, we are a NorTech dealer, Statement Marine Boats, and here in North Texas for all the years that we've been open.
Okay.
We are certified Mercury dealer, and our service manager literally came with the building. He's been with us a long time, and we work on anything. We can even work on stuff that's not Mercury, but typically all our stuff is Mercury.
Okay, and do you have anyone that you would send out, like say you have a large boat and a slip that could also provide service, or do you just do in-house?
For the most part, we just do in-house. The dealership is located about an hour from the lake, so on some of our other jobs we will send somebody out, but it's typically pretty rare. Most of our stuff, people have it on a trailer because it's Texas, and everywhere you have to drive, everywhere's far.
Correct.
So usually they're coming to us, but under certain circumstances, sure.
Okay, and is most of your business in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex for Lake Texoma, or do people come from all over the country to order a boat through you?
From all over the country, just because we've been a larger dealer for years, and a lot of our customers we have all over. Boston, New York, of course, Florida. And we do have some Texas people, and it's, the NorTech name is growing in Texas, so that's been good for us, and a lot of it has to do with us having that demo boat, and we do take it everywhere.
Nice.
But a lot of our other lines have been popular in Texas and Oklahoma, which is Statement. They've done a really good job.
And kind of give me some information about Statement. I'm not very familiar with them.
Which I'll invite you to come back to the shop again, and we'll take a look through one.
Sounds good.
Yep. Statement, they offer, they build boats. Typically, they have one that's 29 foot, but for the majority, they build 35 foot and up. They will do, it's as custom a boat as you can imagine. They will customize everything just such as a NorTech. I mean, you can do auto paint, any kind of paint scheme that you want. All the interior is customizable, and they do a really good job with fit and finish.
And you also sell Eliminator, one of my personal favorite boat brands.
They do a great job with fit and finish as well. They build an incredible boat. We've had a partnership with them even since before I've been around. Greg has had a relationship with them for a good 20 years, ever since he bought the dealership.
Very cool. And kind of walk me through the process of ordering a boat for inventory, if you do that.
We do that. We're probably one of the only dealers that actually does that.
Okay.
Simply because, a lot of people don't want to go through the order process. It does take a certain person to have a little bit of faith in what it's going to look like, and have some vision and some patience.
Of course.
And some people don't have that.
I understand.
We've had a lot of success with ordering stock boats.
Okay, and with boats that are so customizable, what are some things that you want your inventory boats to have that you can guarantee people will be attracted to when they come look at them?
I typically rig it out how I would want it.
Okay.
I feel like that's where I might have an advantage over some other dealers, is that we are not just a dealer, we are a user of the product. So I can tell somebody, look them straight in the eye and tell them exactly what your experience is going to be. So typically when I rig a boat out, it's how I'm going to want it. And I like all the creature comforts. I want all the lights. I want the biggest stereo. I want it to be cool. And I think that performance boats should not only perform, but they should look like they're going to perform. So I kind of like them to look sporty and fast and fun.
Agreed. All right, so what's something that sets you apart from other dealers that somebody watching this video might hear that sways them from going just to their closest dealer to then coming out here and ordering a boat through y'all?
So typically, whether it's a made fresh for the customer or something that we have in stock, myself and Greg come and deliver the boat to the customer wherever that is, at their house, at their lake house. If they want to do a poker run for the first time, we'll meet them there and go through the entire boat and make sure that the customer understands how everything works. give them a driving lesson, because most cases this is a boat that maybe they're not familiar with. And these performance boats, it is all about safety, and part of feeling safe is for the customer to feel comfortable with the boat. So we go through everything, make sure they understand how to drive the boat, and I feel like those little details just make the customer have a better ownership experience, and that's what it's all about.
Very nice.
In Texas, and even in Florida, we use our trailers here. Everything is far away. So we want the trailer to have some extra features and be really, really good, because if you don't want to have trailer problems. They're no fun. So one thing that Greg did, and I feel like he was kind of an innovator with this, is, our boat owners pay a lot of money for their nice, beautiful paint jobs and want to keep them that way. So the tie downs are up underneath here, and typically, you have to see guys stuffing towels to tie it back to the trailer.
Sure.
Well, what we've done here is extend out the trailer, so now you're going to go tie straight down. You're not tying into your paint job. You no longer need any towels to keep the straps from running on your paint job.
Nice detail.
So,
And is that something exclusively that you guys order on your trailers, or is that something that people have now copied?
people have now copied,
Okay.
and it's starting to get out there a little more in the last few years, but I feel like a lot of that was Greg's idea.
Sure.
Yeah, it was a great idea. Also, another thing is, typically a lot of our owners, this is their first quad boat, and maybe they're not thinking about when the boat's not in the water, how to get on it. So this has been a lifesaver. We put a ladder on the front. That way anybody can climb up there and get to the boat without having to use the transom ladder. It's really nice.
Perfect.